year. Many, I mean, he was one of the burly state troopers in the country, in the state. I mean, he was. Don't mess with him. They fired him. Why did they fire him? Are you ready for this one?
A highway patrolman?
Yep. He used to come by my parents' house, our house, when we lived around Elizabeth Lake, just sit down and talk. He and my daddy were friends. But why did they fire him? Because they told he got tired of not having a radio in his car that he could listen to, other than his police radio. So he put one in against their orders, and they told him to take it out, and he wouldn't. So they said, "Well, you won't have to. We will. You're fired." Whatever happened, however it went down, but they fired his ass. I mean, he had years and he lost retirement, future retire. He lost everything.
I remember him well.
Smokey Joe.
Which one? No, I'm talking about Doug Crane.
Oh, yeah. What bad memories you have? I mean, I went to a whole lot of crime scenes because the sheriff's office called me because they didn't have a photographer. They used to use Nelson Calhoun, but he was not available most of the time anymore. And they had nobody. So, and the chief said I could do it. He hated Tom Marshall, but he said I could do it. Go ahead. He said it'd give us one up on him.
She's almost to I-4. His sister.
Oh.
She's on her way to New York. There.
This train said 3 minutes 53 shut down.
Wow.
Ways.
Did we get a thing from sheriff's office?
Well,
He's not up yet.
Wait, there is something.
Thing out on the pond, but
No special weather statement. And okay.
Well, you got that handy?
like Chris posted how 53 shut down at the end of Wood Creek Road traffic blocked for miles.
I'll tell you, people just need to just stop this crazy driving. Stop them. It might be that truck they're looking for too.
Okie dokie.
So we got
Children behave.
Children
Whoa.
behave. I'm just still not ready.
Let's see if it's still time. I got a question for y'all this morning. All y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you walk a mile for a camel?
No.
No. You got something against those ships of the desert? You don't like them?
They spit.
Yeah,
They smelly.
well, people do too, and people are too. You know, those beasts that have transported man and supplies for hundreds of years across the burning desert sands, you don't think that much more of them because they actually help people? A lot of jokes have been made about the honorable servants, one hump or two. Today, as we should do every Wednesday, we give thanks for their service to mankind. So this one's for the camels on this weekly hump day. Good morning, y'all. I'm your camel jockey for the day, Rayford Brown, at the helm.
I'm sitting behind him. I'm Chris Marks.
No, I'm Lee Barris. Good morning.
No, you're more than that. Now a 6-letter word.
Well, you know, it was always a camel. Mike.
Oh yeah.
You passed the 4-letter word. So
that's
you're
right,
now a
I am.
6-letter
I
word.
don't know where.
You are now a 6-letter word.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna get it.
Do, do, do,
Okay.
do, 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 do.
Okay.
Okay. I am now Kilo Romeo 4 Golf X-Ray Delta. Thank you.
Yay, KR4GXD.
It's been a ride.
Was it aboard a camel? Sometimes it felt like it, right?
But I do want to say thank you so much for you finding out and figuring out what went wrong.
Oh yeah, because your paperwork got a little bit
Yeah.
misplaced or here, there, and everywhere.
Somebody gave me a new email address. I'm like, what? Okay.
Well, whatever it was. Yeah, Lee is now an amateur radio operator extraordinaire, and she's already had a half dozen contacts this morning.
I was trying my best to. I was going to jump in and surprise you all this morning, but I was trying to wrestle 3 dogs because I have an extra one for a while and get everything done, plus download my license and so anyway.
Do all the stuff that you got to get done. I got it. Yep.
Yeah, it was a busy morning.
Yeah. Well, we're approaching the halfway mark through this traditional work week as we begin our 90-day trek through the fall season. Fall is a beautiful time of year as the leaves are changing, displaying an array of colors that an artist's palette would have a hard time reproducing. You cannot do it. It has been tried and has failed. Even film, back in the days of film, film product, for those who had been around for a while, actually recorded different types of colors. All the colors that they would record were not exactly necessarily. They were enhanced to emphasize certain colors, yada, yada, yada. And different films did it different ways. And the bad part about it for photographers was you could get buy 100 rolls of film out from the same lot, and they were all produced exactly the same color, but the next lot of film might be slightly off and it did not reproduce the same colors. And when you do it commercially and you're shooting products that have to have the exact color, it's the reason we bought roll of film 1,000 rolls at a time.
Oh,
Yeah. And kept it in a freezer just so it would all match. Golly, Miss Molly. Anyway, what a shame to mess up such a beautiful time of year with the nastiness of hurricanes. But it happens in the fall.
Well,
That's what it is. Oh, yeah. There's also that political stuff. Maybe we should consider that to be appropriate for the fall. Out with the old, in with the new, after a proper pay respect. So what's your favorite season? Ladies first.
Fall.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because after a long hot summer and lots of humidity and that cool air just coming in, the leaves turning colors and people putting out their pumpkins and all their fall decorations. I just love it.
And Robbie's lights.
And Robbie's lights, yes.
Around the house.
Monday morning, they were sure bright. And that and your spotlight that came on when I came around the corner.
Ding, 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 ding.
I thought it was at Rikers Island.
You didn't hear gunfire, did you?
No,
then you were not at
look,
Rikers
something
Island.
moved in the bush, and I was like,
oh. Chris,
summertime.
You like the summertime. You like to sweat with the sound of the oldies, don't you?
I love it. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well,
Yours?
I like a change. I'm so blessed to be living in an area where, while we don't have a winter of winter sorts like they do, we do occasionally. We will get some snow. One time we got some record snow.
right.
1989 it was.
Yep.
15 inches in Wilmington. Holy crap!
Whew, I
But,
can remember that year.
Yeah,
I
do
remember it
too.
well.
I remembered it the hard way, but look at my cool. I go from this to this to this to this to this and back it up again and start over. I just don't. I don't. I get bored.
Same.
I guess I have ADHD.
No, I get bored too. I can't sit. To be sitting for 2 hours is something.
Oh, this
You go back in the days of the radio. You
Okay.
very seldom sat.
standing.
You
And
stand.
jiving with the music. If you're actual
Yeah.
DJ, if you ran music, that's what you did. You dancing with the size. It's a good thing they didn't have cameras in those days because we were crazy in those days.
I was just going to say, back in those days, you didn't have to brush your hair. You could just get on the radio. Nobody saw you.
I didn't have a lot
I did-
anyway
I
to worry about. So
I did back then, but
You could come in, in your pajamas and
Well, I still do
curlers
that.
in your hair. And
I can still do that. From just like anchors on TV until recently when they had a lot of them had to stand up or they had to see through counter the desk in front of it and all that fancy stuff. jeans or shorts or whatever.
Well, you know, it
Poor
used
weather
to be,
guys were shot full length. They hated it.
well, it's like television news, you know, everybody generally wore suits and ties and
Yeah, from the
dressy
waist up.
dresses and heels. But now when they pan the camera out, they might be wearing a nice dress, or the gentleman may be wearing a nice suit jacket, but they have flip-flops or tennis shoes on. It just tickles me.
Those who wore shoes.
Yeah.
No, it's I just like a change. When I do not, I know y'all just, I'm weird. I admit it.
Yeah.
I fess up. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Take me, beat me, whatever. But you can do that once. After that, it's going to be bad. But I like the time change.
You're weird.
I've already told you
I
that.
know. I'm
Well, you
kidding.
know-
I do, because I've since 1966, I've enjoyed that. It's just one of those things. Okay, good. At least we got something to change up stuff with.
I
Cool.
have to say, Rayford, that I'm with you on that, because especially when the time changes in November and it gets dark earlier,
Mhm.
I don't know. I just, to me, I'm ready to sit down and relax.
Yeah.
Summertime, I love the summer. Now, don't get me wrong, and I do love the summer,
Mhm.
Chris. But as I get older, I don't tolerate it as well as I used to with the heat and stuff. But this not getting dark to 8:30 at night, I'm just like, please.
See, for me, because when I was really doing a lot of boating,
Mhm.
that was so ideal. I could get out of, if I get off a job or whatever I was doing at the time, especially after I quit working, mostly, sort of, kind of. Then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I got 4.5 hours before I have to
Yeah.
cross the bar to come back home.
Yeah.
I could be offshore catching fish, cleaning them on the way back up the river, and have them for a late dinner.
Yeah.
So the way they call it supper by that time, right?
Right.
But anyway, I like the time changes, and then again, I'm like you. When it gets dark at 5 o'clock, beginning sometime in late November, early December, that's pretty cool.
Aren't you
I
ready
can
by that
rest.
time? Yeah.
I
and
can rest.
it's chilly outside and you just want to get in your pajamas and curl up with a blanket with your pets and watch TV and fall asleep.
Yeah,
and,
I can start to binge watch TV at 5 o'clock in the afternoon because it's dark, and then I can just go to bed earlier.
Yes.
And that's usually the way it is. I can crash by 9 or 10
Right.
o'clock and no problem. Now it's like midnight and 1 o'clock. Sometimes later,
Shoo-wee.
sometimes not at all. And then getting up early in the morning during the wintertime, it's suddenly we have an extra hour of light. It's in the mornings for a while till it's still dark. But I just like a change. I get bored.
So you don't have a favorite season?
And I don't. I guess if I had to, if I were to choose because of what I really liked to do, early fall to not approaching winter, but early fall through Thanksgiving was good because the weather wasn't so hot. Fishing was great.
I did like that.
That's
a
what I
little
love
change
about
in
the fall,
fishing.
too.
And the fishing was
Oh,
great.
the spots.
The spots, and I just haven't fished for
Mhm.
spots in decades, but things like the Virginia mullet in the surf fishing is fun in the
Oh,
fall.
yeah.
Now, if you do like I used to go with my dad. I would go up to the Outer Banks, Ocracoke, and spend a long weekend there, Friday until Sunday. And he and a whole group of the Rotarians from Jacksonville, when there was only one Rotary Club, it was the Rotary Club.
Right.
And about 20 or so, I was always invited to come along. But that was fun, just to go up there and you surf fish and just sitting back. I got lots of pictures from those times too. People sitting there just in their chair, mostly asleep, waiting for the reel to go off.
Oh,
Somebody
when it
holler,
does.
fish. Oh yeah, when it goes off, somebody's going to jump and run. If you don't go get your own rod, somebody else is going to get it for you. That becomes their fish then. That's the rules. We make them up as we go along.
I always like fall time and going out and when the spots are like you can catch like 30 at a time. I mean, not at a time, but in
Mhm.
one night. I mean, they're running like crazy.
Then you got to clean all those little things.
No, I don't have to.
Ah, now the truth
Yeah.
shall set you free.
What you want to do is go out there, surf fish, and catch you a drum about like that.
Yeah.
And you better put him back.
But then like that.
No, you better put him back.
16 inches.
No, you better put him back.
Why? It's
17, 20, 18 to 27 is the slot
18.
limit. That's what you can keep, the red drums.
Well,
You used to be able to catch whatever.
right. Well, yeah,
They
no.
were also known as channel bass.
you've
Catch
probably
them at the
not
inlet.
seen the pictures, but coming out of Surf City Topsail on some of the social media, some of the flounder. Some of the flounder that, I mean, they were bringing in 6-pounders. And I'm like, I didn't know flounders could get that big.
I stabbed a 10-pound, 13-ounce one underwater.
I would never be
diving.
able to get it into the boat if I gigged one like that.
I didn't gig them. I stuck them on a spear when took him to the surface and put him
Well-
on the boat.
You're using a spear when you gig them,
Yeah.
but trying to bring that one that big up out of the water and swing them onto the boat, I'd knock everybody off the boat.
And there was nobody on the boat when I took him up there.
I'd end up.
We were all in the water.
We'd capsize everything. It would be a story.
4, 5, 6-pounders were kind of 4 and
Mhm.
5-pounders are what we would go for. And, 3-pounders we would take if we weren't doing very well, but we got to pick ours that way diving. So, and I like the bigger ones. It takes as much effort to clean a big one as it does to clean a little one. So
Mhm.
why not clean one big one instead of 4 little ones?
Really.
Just the way I look at it. Also, baking them. My mom would used to bake them, stuff them, and bake them. Oh,
Mm.
the big ones you could do that. The little ones you got to fry.
Oh yeah.
Nothing against the fried flounder.
I love
now,
the flounder. Yes.
but Anyway. Okay. Enough trivial stuff here this morning. You guys, if you want to chat this morning, we may have some leftover stuff from yesterday you want to talk about. It was an interesting morning. Our thanks
Yeah.
to the mayor of Holly Ridge for coming in.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll talk about it because my scheduler over here, she's got to do some stuff here with involving some stuff coming up after the election.
Well,
Just some interesting conversation yesterday.
Just say yes.
yes.
See, you're finally learning.
I'm sorry. I was just clicking on something to bring up a story for you that
You did miss 2 words, so same word twice.
I know. I
It was
spent.
supposed to be, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Sergeant Major will be here
Ah,
sometime later. Yeah.
he understands. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Hello.
Sergeant Major Bayfield joining us this morning about 8 o'clock, and Dr. Rose going to be joining us in a few minutes. And I'm sure her eyes right now are peeled on the South because she's got relatives down in the Dominican Republic, and there's a thing. It's just a disturbance, but it's going by today. The DR, it's already down in some of the areas. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Even with the beautiful weather, the political stuff just will not settle down.
Goodness gracious.
Hate is still the word of the day. Not sure there's anything anyone can do about it to stop it. How do you stop hate? How do you get rid of hate in a hate-filled heart?
Love.
Is another 4-letter word that they don't understand either. Guarantee you. Thank goodness for Oslo County. Even the skirmishes and the scuffles that we have here in Oslo County, and that's all they are. We don't have any major upheaval battles, screaming and hollering and carrying on. They pale in comparison to the dog-eat-dog world only a few counties away. Ever notice how every one of those we choose to represent us in Raleigh or in Washington, when they return home after spending a week or longer in those foreign countries of Raleigh and Washington, you ever notice when they get here, the first thing they say is, God, thank you. It's great to be back in Eastern North Carolina. How many times have you heard that from multiple congressmen that we've had, our senator, our state house reps, all of these people that go to Raleigh or to Washington because it's their duty to do so. We've chosen them. They volunteered for it. We said, okay, go for it. But they're so happy to get home for a little bit of reprieve. Being outnumbered in what seems like a foreign country, no doubt, with questionable leadership, must be a tough job. I'm pleased that someone's willing to step up to the plate, even if I had the ability and there were enough dumb people in Onslow County to select me. I wouldn't know what to do. I would be lost, completely lost. Amazing how balanced those folks really are when you get down to it. The folks that we have from here go up there, and they're compared to the people around them, they're a ray of sunshine. They're cool. Then when we talk good about these people, then we have to go into the negative world, the nasty world out there.
Well, I got some for you. Go ahead.
Let's go to the United Nations. Yesterday, I got really concerned. Not the biggest story of the day, perhaps, but it potentially could have been. If it wasn't extremely serious, that escalator that President and Mrs. Trump were riding yesterday that abruptly stopped with no explanation, a call for an investigation, and if it was intentional, something should happen. If it was a mechanical issue, the United Nations having a mechanical issue with an escalator?
Yeah.
That's like the presidential helicopter having a problem. They don't do that.
No.
They're the best maintained choppers in the entire Marine Corps. I know that for a fact. Why do you have an escalator where the world's leaders, representatives from all over the world, every country almost in this world, gather from time to time? And if it is man-made, man-induced, then yeah, there should be a dungeon somewhere there for them, because that set the stage for a movie.
Could you imagine Secret Service at that
Oh,
moment?
they were probably having meltdowns.
Yes.
But they weren't. They were creating meltdowns for other people.
Looking for that trap door. You go first, I'll go second.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh,
It's scary.
very.
I mean, especially for a guy who the target of 2 assassination attempts that we know about. We don't know how many more that have been averted that just never got off the grid because things weren't in the cards for the bad people. It wasn't a problem for the Trumps, or probably would not be a problem for most other people if the escalator suddenly stops. I've never been on one that just suddenly stopped. Have you?
No.
Mm-mm.
I haven't been on many anyway, because they just don't happen. But I just keep walking. Just keep on walking. You're up there. It's kind of like climbing a set of stairs. And typically on escalators, in the younger days, I was walking as I was going anyway, because I could make double the time going up. I was not with a lot of patience in those days. So the Trumps did. They walked on up. No problem. No harm, no foul, except what ifs. What ifs.
Absolutely.
If it was a mechanical failure, shame on the people at the UN for even allowing that to occur.
I mean, what's the odds?
I don't believe in coincidences.
Could it have actually been a mechanical thing?
If it was, shame on the people in charge.
Well, you know, it might have been something that just picked that one moment to go awry.
Yeah.
But I would have just been like, oh.
No.
My fear is when it gets stuck and then it starts back up, it's going to fall. That's my fear.
The escalator or the elevator?
Yeah.
The
The elevator.
Elevator, I understand, but they got built-in brakes.
Right. Well, what if the brakes didn't work?
Oh, what if the world turned upside down?
That's what I'm saying. What if?
Yeah.
Well, but they
Man-made things are what we have to be able to control. When man is involved in it, we have to be able to control it. Secret Service has to be able to control it when the president's involved. And that should have been a very secure area, but you never know. Because if somebody could cause that interruption, then somebody else could be doing something else. You just have to worry about things. I have to worry about things like that. I don't have to. I do.
Jennifer?
I get a little. I don't believe in coincidences. They just do not exist in my vocabulary.
Well, it must have been hard for Melania trying to walk those shoes. Whew, 6-inch shoes.
With her experience,
Oh my God! I don't know
with her
how she
experience
does it.
on runways and everywhere else.
She is just my hero. I don't know how she does
Now,
it.
if Donald was wearing heels, that would have been a different story. He wouldn't have made it very far.
It would have been a
Then
story.
Jimmy Kimmel probably wouldn't have gotten canceled.
Hey, Jennifer.
Good morning. I was just going to weigh in on what y'all were talking about, and it was either the Washington Post or the New York, one or the other, that had reported that staffers at the UN had joked about maybe we should just stop the escalator,
Ooh.
and then we can tell them that we just ran out of money.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
And so that had already been reported before the escalator stopped.
Really?
So you know that it was intentional. And then the teleprompter suspiciously did not work with Trump, but it worked with all the rest of them.
Yeah.
And at one point, his microphone stopped.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Well,
So
you know,
it was-
those things with microphones happen all the time, don't they, Lee?
I
Lee,
don't think
you're
any
not-
of
you're
it
not
was
saying anything, Lee.
I'm not taking the bait.
I don't think any of it was a coincidence, especially not the escalator, because they had already been overheard that we ought to just stop the escalator, and then we can say, oh, well, you know, it's because we ran out of money.
Hmm.
So,
Well, you run out of money now because you got to look for a new job, if that's the case.
yeah.
somebody's
I know
looking at
Dr.
Walmart.
Rose is ready to call.
Why don't you put me
So-
down as a reference? Yeah, we're going to have to check with her and see how things are.
Welcome to Walmart.
Welcome to Walmart. No, they won't hire them either. Thank you, Jennifer. Best to
All right,
Terry.
y'all
Thanks,
have a
Jennifer.
good
Have
day.
a blessed day.
Bye-bye.
Marine forecast all the way out to 20 nautical miles offshore today. Westerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southeasterly this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Be careful out there. There are areas of dense fog. 1 nautical mile or less offshore. It's really when you can't see those markers and the buoys and other boats.
Oh, yes.
All right. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 5 to 10, 2 to 4 footers, sounds in rivers of light chop. Friday, southwesterly winds about 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, sounds in rivers of light chop.
Today, this morning, we have dense fog clearing later to partly sunny skies. Expect highs near 88 with a slight chance of showers. Calm wind becoming southeast 5 to 8 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 70. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 90. And Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 88.
There's two words you
You're gonna
missed in
listen,
there.
aren't you?
You did. Yeah, I'm just saying there was two
We're
words.
not talking about wind chills yet.
No, I know. It wasn't. H-I.
Around Onslow County this morning, one of your fellow hams, Lee, Randy, out there in Southwest, he had heavy fog, 66 degrees at the time. That was at 5:45 or something, 66 degrees, 99% humidity. Yeah, it is. And he had 0.12 inches of rain yesterday. They had a bunch yesterday. In the borough, Joe this morning still looking for his radio, the one that he dropped
no.
yesterday. So if anybody's up on Emerald Isle and you find something kind of strange or walkie-talkie looking thing, first thing, don't get on there and push the button because there's going to be a whole lot of people looking for you because it's illegal to talk on that unless you got a license, as Lee knows. But you know, if you do find a radio walking around Emerald Isle, take it to the police station.
Mhm.
They'll, I'm sure they will find out who owns it because we'll make sure of that. That's Joe up in the borough, 69 degrees at the borough, no rain. And at Lee, your other Lee, he was in Back Swamp this morning. He had fog, 66 degrees and 99% humidity, no rain. Dale, the president of our club, your president, out at the bend in the river bend. Dale had 68 degrees, 99% humidity, about 6:30. Onslow Bay, our buddy Ken, a new relocated ham.
Yes.
From I
Upstate.
forgot he came
Up.
Virginia this time. I
Yeah.
don't know. He came from somewhere, but he's originally from out there in Zero Land. 67 degrees, 99% humidity. And yesterday, he doesn't have a rain gauge yet. He said, but the rain came down because they had a
Yeah,
thunderstorm,
that's
a
what I
massive
heard.
thunderstorm. I heard that from a lot of folks out there. Now, Lady Blue, our newest ham in town. Did you check your weather this morning?
Yes, I did. I had 70 degrees,
Wow.
0 rain in the rain gauge, 99% humidity, and no wind.
At 5:20 this morning, it was 66 degrees here. Is now has dropped a degree.
Mhm.
65, 99% humidity, and no rainfall, and there's 0 wind. Nothing on the
Oh, it
on
is
the window
strange that
gauge.
when I come in here, the temperature drops.
So many opportunities, none of which I will take.
Oh,
Thanks to our friends there, the Onslow Amateur Radio Club members,
Yeah.
for providing us these temperatures around the area. We do this daily, and I do appreciate it. And they've been doing it for longer than I was listening to them, and I didn't know what was going on. So I asked them one day, and then they had like 3 guys would gather. Now it's like 6 or so in the mornings. And it's just to share what the temperatures are around, what's going on. So we kind of made it semi-official
Right.
for the show here. And it's sort of a training mission for us as well, us and them, the
Mhm.
hams. Because when things happen, they will be reporting in,
Right.
and we will be bringing you information from wherever they are located in times of disasters, anywhere from a tropical storm or hurricane or whatever situations that are out there. We got spotters all over Onslow County.
Yes, we do.
And that's good.
We have one over there off of Riggs Road in Hubert too, Jack Bright, and he's the reason why we ended up buying our weather
But
stations.
he's not a ham yet.
You got
to. Can you maybe take him, and you've got notes? You could teach him how to become a ham, couldn't you?
Look. I'm just-
Robin, his wife, probably already says he is a ham. Right?
Yeah, but yeah, because he started talking about you got one. I was like, oh, I like that, so I got one,
Mhm.
and I did record some lightning strikes nearby yesterday. But
Out there,
right,
Onslow
mine
Bay.
records lightning strikes too.
Onslow Bay is a
Pretty
community off of Rocky Run Road,
Rocky Death Road.
Rocky Death Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to go out there in the 70s. So, okay, we're waiting for Dr. Rose. She should be
It's another minute.
chiming in here in just a minute. I won't get into too much of anything else, but we do have a couple of systems out there.
Yes, we do.
Go ahead.
I
Talk
don't
about
have
the
anything.
systems.
I was waiting for you.
No, go ahead and talk about the systems.
No, not until we get through with Dr. Rose.
Oh, okay. I was just going to mention for those that live out in the Rocky Run area, there's going to be some blasting going on for the next 2 to 3 days.
I'm not out
So-
there.
Yeah, I posted that on our Facebook last night, and we got it from the sheriff's office app.
Yeah,
So,
some construction-based blasting. So if your house shakes or something,
especially right behind the town
Point.
point. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the town PO, and I would associate that with the post office. But thank you, town PO.
Town Point.
And it's yeah, you would think it would be PT, Trevor, not PO.
Well, it's actually POINTE because I worked with them for their cable. Point.
But PTE is really instead of PO, town PO. I beg to differ, Trevor. I would put anyway. You do
Trevor.
a great job, Trevor.
Trevor, there's always a critic.
Not criticizing.
There's always a critic.
I was looking at town
Trevor, her
PO.
telephone, her tag number is. You can
I
pass it
am
along
a
to
retiree from
Bolo.
the post office, and we call the post office the PO.
Yeah, I've called it that too once or twice.
Yeah, next 2 to 3 days. So, yeah, some of these people that have no clue, they're going to be sitting there, go boom, and they're going to be like hitting the floor, calling 911.
Yeah, well, most of the people in this neck of the woods are so accustomed to the 105s and stuff going on out there in
Sure.
Hubert. Another little explosion here, or whatever, not that big a deal, right? It's kind of like gunfire in the hood. It's not that unusual.
Chris, real quick, you said something about Highway 53 this morning.
Yes, Chris Rayner had posted that it was shut down from Blue Creek Road for miles. And I don't know what he didn't say if it was an accident or if it's the fog. It was pretty
Correct.
foggy that way. Yeah.
Right, right.
Um,
I don't know. I've not seen anything come through yet, so hopefully we'll find out soon. And that is our lovely Dr. Rose.
Yeah, so I'll talk to the good doc here when we come
I have
back.
a
I also want to talk
question.
about a local school here. They had a
Yes.
situation this week that
They
turned out
certainly
to
did.
be more hot air, but people are in trouble when they start spreading hot air when they're not
Mhm.
supposed to be talking, and they did something.
Right close to us.
They weren't nice, and they got the
Mhm.
dumb. And when you get the dumb part about your head, sometimes you're gonna
Yeah.
have to pay the preacher,
I agree.
and the preacher's expensive at times.
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I had Theo's question for her.
Okay. Dr. Rosemary Stein up the states here in North Carolina, almost in Virginia. Have you?
That is true. That is true. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Dr.
Hope
Rose.
you're doing well. First, have you checked in with your relatives down there in the Dominican Republic?
They're all doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know of any updates.
okay. Well,
Something happened.
they got some wind and some rain going to be happening today as a disturbance. Disturbance number 2 is going to be passing them. It's already past Puerto Rico and it's heading in that direction, but it's offshore. But they should get some good rainfall if they need it. They got it. Maybe a little wind, but definitely some high surf and rain.
They'll be fine.
Well, yeah, they should be fine. The Dominican Republic gets a lot of rain.
Yeah.
They probably don't need.
Yeah, and it's on the north. It's on the north side of that
Northern side.
the northern side. So those on the Caribbean, the good side, are not going to have too many problems.
Well, the island's pretty small, so if something hits the north, it's going to hit most of the island.
Yeah.
They are pretty used to rain and wind.
Yeah.
It's when it gets into the hurricane forces that they have some trouble. Their infrastructure's not too bad, but did have just an unnamed storm caused so much water that a tunnel flooded a couple years ago, and so it collapsed and killed maybe a dozen folks.
Wow.
So
I'm trying to remember that. Did I recall that one? A
No.
tunnel. Sometimes you don't think about the islands there as having tunnels, but they do have tunnels when you get into some of the mountainous areas, right?
well, only in Santo Domingo per se, they have one of those sort of highways or bypass highways.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that it can bypass the traffic, it goes underground.
Yep. And
So sometimes they start being fancy and modern, and it didn't work out for those folks.
yeah, they forgot to take all that engineering course that they should have taken, right?
That might be it, or just keeping things simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having been there a couple of times, I worry about the people up in the mountain area,
yeah.
mountain areas.
Those when it rains up in the mountains there in those islands,
Yeah.
a lot of wash and stuff, and
Yeah.
things get washed away. That happened over in St. Martin right after I left from there one time. I got out as the hurricane was coming in, and it was a disaster in that area back in the early '90s. I think it was.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing is that most of their towns are not built on the mountains. It's built in the valleys and
Right.
on the sides of the mountains. And
Yes, ma'am.
obviously, gravity happens with water and rain, and it washes out those existing communities sometimes. And yes, it does happen in the Dominican Republic as well.
yeah, I've seen Puerto Rico and again in St. Martin. A lot of it with I don't, they build them out of whatever material that they have available, and it's washed up debris, as I've seen, and I'm sure you have too. I don't know about the DR, but some of those other islands, and they're not substantial housing. Can we put it that way? And they wash away easily, and people lose their only homes. I mean, it wasn't much of a house, but it was their home. So it's bad. It can be very bad there.
It can be very, very bad. And hopefully, I'll keep tabs with Hannah, and hopefully everything will be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be thinking
My
of
prayers
it.
It's just going to be rain there and a little bit of wind, but it is off. It's not right on the shore. They don't even have a center, so that tells you it hasn't formed
No,
up
that's
in
it.
anything yet. It's just a rain meandering system. what we would call around here a squall. So
Well,
Yeah.
just
on,
moving on.
a good note, what's up, Doc?
I have we have a question from one of our listeners. He called last week and he
I
wanted
love
us
those.
he wanted to ask. I have a question from a listener and then I have a question from me. But his question is, what is your opinion on this stuff that RFK, our health secretary, is talking about overhauling some of the vaccines for children, the changes in the vaccines that they're recommending? Are you familiar with any of that?
Oh, absolutely. I have often looked at the vaccines that are being recommended, but it's more than recommended. Some schools they'll simply not allow you back in if you don't have certain vaccines. And so I look at some of the so-called suggestions, but they're more like demands of vaccines, and I say, why are we doing this? It doesn't play logically into medicine. I'll give you the biggest example in my head is hepatitis B.
Right.
So
That's
as soon as infants are born, they get a hepatitis B. They get another one at 2, 4, and 6 months. And unless they have a series of at least 3, they're not allowed into schools. And so I've often wondered, and of course there are mothers who will have hepatitis B. They have used drugs. They have been promiscuous, but they are not only immunized with hepatitis B prior to having the baby, but they also have hepatitis B antibody levels that are checked. And so you have a pretty good idea whether that child is in danger of having hepatitis B or not. Okay, there's a window there between the time that you check the hepatitis B titer and then the baby's born. But for you to be positive, you've got to be doing a lot of things that societally are not right. And you could sort of gauge that. If it's a mom with a husband and 2 children, she's probably not going to suddenly be hepatitis B positive. But we're immunizing all of these children with hepatitis B 4 times. And it's I've thought about that a lot. And that's just to give us an example that they need to be scrutinized. Because I've been thinking that for 2 decades. Thinking, okay, if children need it, they should have it available and their parents should be making these decisions. But if they really don't need it, we shouldn't keep it on our list of we have to have it. Because one of the things is it causes more skepticism from parents that you have this long list of vaccinations, and some of them they're wondering why are we doing this? But if something doesn't need to be in a baby's body, it's best not to put it in there because they have a whole long life in front of them, where this could have some side effects.
Well, if you're high risk, your family is high risk. Okay, I can sort of understand it. But let's just say that even if they are high risk and the kid goes to school, and how contagious is this dreaded disease of hepatitis B?
It's only bloodborne, so or sexually transmitted. So babies can't get it.
So the first and
it.
second, third graders probably not going to have an issue, right?
No, exactly. And the thing is, once the child may be exposed, let's say they're 15 and 16 and they start doing IV drugs, they start being promiscuous, the hepatitis B vaccine that they've received is probably not going to be as effective because it's been that long a time. So that it's not an effective steps that we're taking here for that particular vaccine. Now, others, there are things to consider with all of them. The aging, the time that we're giving them. Are they as efficacious as we thought they were? So I think that a careful and thoughtful vaccination protocol would be effective it would have been effective years and years ago. But I guess we figured if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I think that it might not be broken, but it's really in need of repairs.
So, how much money is made by whoever by force feeding all of these vaccinations like hepatitis B? Is somebody making a lot of money off this?
Well, the thing is that
Politicians.
the more you vaccinate, the more that you check the boxes and give children everything that's out there, the bigger your bonuses. It's an algorithmic sort of calculation. So my clinic allows the parents to choose, and we try our best to educate. But a lot of parents choose us because they get kicked out of other practices in our community because they're not vaccinating everything. So, and the reason I explain that is so you compare a clinic like mine to another clinic maybe of the same size, and the difference in its income can be up to $500,000. Because I'm allowing the parents to choose, because I'm not giving them all together at one time, the difference can be very, very substantial. And so if a medical practice and hospital systems are being incentivized to vaccinate completely by the insurance companies and the drug industry, that's not good. I've posed that before. That needs to stop so that we can figure out what's what, instead of saying that the bottom dollars are going to be very important. And we want our practices to survive and do well, but not at the cost of giving immunizations that might not be necessary. And it's been going on for a long time, maybe at least a decade or more. So it's not something new, but it's like you shrug your shoulders and you say, who am I and how can I fix this? And unless you're in DHHS, you have no ability to fix it as a practitioner of medicine.
All right, Dr. Rose. Okay, I'm going to hit you with this one. Lincoln autism and Tylenol. What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's no problem at all. So what the premise is that mothers who are pregnant should not take Tylenol because it might cause autism in an unborn child.
Really?
So I thought about that a lot because as soon as it came up, I was like, but we have no other recourse. So, for example, Motrin and aspirin and other what we call NSAIDs, we're not supposed to take them if we're pregnant because they can cause some heart defects. Some pretty significant heart defects may happen. And so we've known this for 20, 30 years. So what do we have in our ability for women who are pregnant to take is only Tylenol for pain and for fever. So we have been falsely, according to this news, telling all moms that they have a fever, they have pain, take Tylenol. So that's what you take. So I thought about it and I said, there's no way to start with. And then the studies started coming out. Hidden studies. I mean, there was Harvard and Yale and some pretty big medical systems have done these studies, and somehow it didn't get to us, the pediatricians, because or the OBGYN even more, because we would have stopped. And anything that causes that kind of harm in the fetus before the baby's born can potentially cause harm in an infant. And that's what we've been telling moms to give all along. I mean, I'd like to see the studies if they thought that we shouldn't be giving children Tylenol until they're 6 months of age. For the same reason that I just said, and others, we don't recommend Motrin or aspirin in children before the age. We recommend Tylenol. So should we stop recommending it? Are there studies that are hidden out there? And I think it comes back to, if you know that it was harmful, then why was this hidden until right now? And why are we bombarded with this information? And we're all looking at each other, but because that goes completely against what we've been told, even as doctors and as patients.
Good point.
So do pregnant moms, should they be taking Tylenol? Bottom line.
It comes down to this: if Hannah were pregnant, I'd say, you know what, don't take it. But you don't have
Okay.
anything else to take, so sorry. You know, if you have a fever, take a cool bath, lots of fluids, I guess.
You know, Raver, we brought up this topic a couple of weeks
Yes, we
ago
did.
on the show about the rates of autism, how and I think we even discussed it with Dr. Rose
Yep.
about how over the last 20, 25 years, all of a sudden the autism rates have spiked and what was causing it. So,
And that's it. I mean, that's what we should be investigating. Is it because of a whole bunch of things in our environment? Is it because a lot of parents, especially moms, are doing drugs and maybe antidepressants? I think it's multifactorial. So I think the scapegoat for Tylenol alone and not look at any other factors would be foolish. But there's absolutely an increase in rates. So even from the time I was in medical school 40 years ago to now, autism was almost unheard of, and now we've gone to, I think it's like one in 17. When I started practicing, it was 1 in 100. So whatever it is alarming, but it's something that I believe is multifactorial and in the everyday things that people do.
Here's what I would be doing as an investigator. First thing I would do is find out exactly what is in Tylenol today, and then go back 20 years and find out what has changed that's in Tylenol today. Is there anything that is in there that they may have cut some corners on to decide to use something that's not natural, or something that's weird, or maybe they put some plastic in it? I don't know.
I think that's a good point.
Go look see what has changed in
We've been
Tylenol.
using Tylenol for a very, very long
Yes,
time.
we
but
have.
These rates have increased more in the last 20 years. So what happened? What's different in the last 20 years that wasn't necessarily as frequent or as available in society, in American society? And you look at other countries, and they don't have the rates of autism that we have, I believe. And so that's something else to look at. And what is it that we as Americans we're doing and exposing others to that maybe is not present in other nations?
Yeah. Well, we can speculate all the time, but first thing you do is process of elimination. You eliminate the possibility that something is in Tylenol today that wasn't there 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and then you if that's not the case, then you go eliminate something else until you get down to whatever it is.
Well, I did read where the manufacturers of Tylenol said they've been doing studies for 20 years.
yeah,
plus,
of course they're
and
going to say that.
they don't find any proof, but whether they're looking for the difference of what was in it 20 years ago versus now. Yeah, I don't know their studies, but they're going to say that.
Something that came out a long time ago about the use of Tylenol. Do you remember what that was?
I don't use it.
Yeah. Dr. Rose, what's the best thing for an adult to use for maybe arthritic pain or something like that? Would you recommend Tylenol?
But Aleve, Motrin are your best bet.
Okay.
How about if you have a heart condition?
In excess, because they can cause kidney damage. But Motrin is almost a miracle drug.
Okay, Motrin.
Well, what
I'll write
about
that down.
for those with a history of heart issues?
Motrin shouldn't affect your heart once you're a grown up. It will affect like a fetus's heart and even a newborn heart to an extent, but not an adult.
Well, how about for those of us who have never grown up?
That's a mental thing.
But your heart will be okay.
Okay, all right, just checking. Well, I got to talk to my cardiologist. We got to get him in here right away.
Yes,
I got
we do.
questions.
I do,
and I don't
too.
have an appointment for about another 4 or 5 months. So, okay. So if I bring my cardiologist in here and we talk to him, I can get all my questions answered without having to go sit there and have the white coat syndrome.
Till you get that bill in the mail.
All right, just kidding. Dr. Rose, I hope everything works out well down in the DR for Hannah.
Yes.
And I assume she's enjoying herself down there. Is she a water rat? Does she spend time in the water?
She does, but she doesn't have a lot of time for that. There's not a lot of time for fun in medical school.
Yes.
So that's not one of her high priorities. And if she were to have that much fun, I'd be telling her that she's got to decrease the fun and increase the studying.
There you go. Well, maybe she's just start telling you how much fun she's having there in the water. Maybe she's learning to dive. Who knows? All right, Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great week.
You
You
too. See you
too.
next week.
Just
Dr.
real
Rosemary
quick,
Stein.
I just wanted to bring up, did anybody follow the Ryan Ruth?
Yes, I
yes.
did. We'll talk about that one here this morning. Too.
Oh my gosh, did it get crazy in the courtroom?
Yes, it did. And I'm like, holy moly.
We got to talk about the tropics first.
Well, we're going to talk about, first of all, here real quick, like the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. And their investigation is still underway. Over several days, they've been investigating reports of threats of gun violence at Hunters Creek Middle School. Not too far from here. They investigated, according to the Sheriff's Office public information folks, they did a thorough investigation.
Mm-hmm.
They determined there are no credible threats against the school. Okay. On Sunday, deputies were informed of a post on social media. How often does this stupid thing called social media among children turn up? Maybe there's a problem here, parents. And it was talking about messages between two students about a possible threat to Hunters Creek Middle School. The messages and the students involved were investigated. The sheriff's office got involved. The deputies went out there and said, and they did it on Sunday. They didn't wait till Monday, and they are not credible threats to the campus. However, because of caution, additional law enforcement was present in the area around the school on Monday, just to make absolutely sure none of that had any legs. The information was also sent out to parents through the school's phone notification system on Monday morning. So the parents for all the kids there were notified. Rumors on social media of a student being arrested, being recovered as a result of the investigation are fake, false, lies, nothing to it. Why do you spread that crap on social media? The students involved, they're on summary suspension. Don't even know what that means. Pending the completion of the sheriff's office investigation, the school system and the sheriff's office are taking any such reports as serious, and they will eliminate the possibility that it's happening. They take care of business.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you for doing all of that.
Thank you, Sheriff's Office.
And to the school system for acknowledging it and not trying to hide it. And let's do it, because doing that is also terrible, awful stuff.
Right.
On straight who? Now,
Now put my sunglasses on.
we're going to take a quick look here at our tropics. The hurricane known as Gabrielle is losing strength. It had built up to about 140 mile per hour sustained winds. It's down to like 115 this morning. It is moving on a northeasterly course at 20 miles per hour. That's taking it far, far away from most mainland areas. No land masses until it reaches the Azores. That's an island chain off the coast of Portugal. Yes, Europe. It's way out there, and it's headed there. By Thursday, tomorrow, there's a good possibility that the Azores will be experiencing tropical storm force winds, and possibly, if the storm is still strong enough, we'll have hurricane strength winds hitting the Azores. Can you imagine? That's just wild. From its beginnings in the southern Atlantic hurricane basin, before she's done, Gabrielle will have almost completed a circle. Not a perfect circle, but a circle nonetheless. Two other tropical systems down south are worthy of our attention. Disturbance number 2, full of wind and rain, and is passing over the Windward Islands from the U.S. and British Virgin Islands now. moving across Puerto Rico, generally just offshore, heading towards the Dominican Republic and Haiti. National Hurricane Center forecasters they're predicting it will turn more northwestward as the system moves into the Bahamas, where it's expected to become a tropical depression by week's end. After that, we'll need to pay special attention to the movement and any changes that should happen. There's no indication of what will go on or how bad it will be or won't be. You may want to discuss your hurricane plans and make sure you are prepared just in case. Then there is disturbance number one, a bit southeast of disturbance number two. It's likely to become a tropical depression later today or Thursday. The course generally northwestward now over the coming days. It will remain that way. Unlike disturbance number two, it is likely going to stay north of the island chain, but deserves our attention later in the week, into the weekend, and next week. What this means is that the coastal areas of North Carolina could face a minimum of heavy surf, some winds depending upon development of either disturbance, and rain. Y'all need to stay tuned, pay attention to the weather in the coming days. Any changes in either one of these systems as it will affect us or could affect us, you will be updated on our Facebook page. We'll make sure you're up to speed on that. So is it going to be anything out there? Yes, we're going to get some rain. That's all I can say. In all likelihood, there will be some rain. We need some rain.
Do not let your guard down.
Hopefully, yeah. And if you don't have a plan, a severe weather plan, just take a look at the National Hurricane Center, their website, and they will have some suggestions. The National Weather Service in Newport will always have suggestions posted. And if you have questions, you're new to the area, let us know. We'll be glad to answer them. Three of us in here have been we've been subjected to the abuses of so many of those storms over the years, and we've made it through. So, a bright and shining star came sliding through our door this morning. Like I was waiting for the bugle to blow. What is happening?
I thought it was a commandant of the United States Marine Corps walking in.
It is.
I turned around, I was like,
The rest of the other commandant doesn't know that yet.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
As always, enough bright stuff. You got any sunglasses? I need some glasses.
Go
here.
get your coastal uniform, put it on. I want to see you. In your
Yeah,
coastal
but
stuff.
I'll have to get some scissors and do some.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, some of us are just. Well, I will say back in those days.
Yeah.
I weighed 128 pounds and was 6'2".
With bricks in your pocket.
Yeah, I didn't have to use any weights to sink underwater. Let's put it that way.
I would have loved to have known you then. I would put you on the judo team.
You could bend me, shape me, and move. I could move so fast and zip around. I was slipperier than a grease pig.
I'm coming to get you.
Those were the days. Sergeant Major Mayfield
Ohio gozaimasu.
and Mrs. Sergeant Major
That's
Mayfield
right, Aisha.
over there in the corner. She got her video camera rolling.
Yes, sir.
She's going to make this on TV. This is going to be a breaking news story.
Well,
later today.
this is for our own internal stuff.
Now I did work yesterday before this gentleman to my immediate left, to your right, managed to escape from this facility. I did work on him just a little bit, everything except bright lights and a rubber hose, to get him to convey to me what you were going to say today. He resisted.
Okay, good.
There are no serious marks on him. They mostly will heal at some point in time. The waterboarding didn't work either.
Okay.
But the waterboarding is working now, apparently, in a little bit.
So I will let him.
Chris?
I will let him announce it himself.
I'm giving you time to recompose yourself.
Thank you.
Since this is an audio version.
This is great.
Video. Okay.
I'm Sergeant
Reach
Major.
Across
You take it.
America.
Yeah. This has for our friends at Reach Across America. Kathy and I, our team here, and some others, have been working on for a long time. I
You're not
got
gonna cry,
one.
are you?
I already did. Sergeant Major Mayfield and his beautiful bride, Mrs. Mayfield, have gotten behind this as well. And I want people to see this. This I had known about, and the Sergeant Major is throwing a challenge out. This is a check. If you can see it, it's a check. It's a good check for $1,000.
Oh my.
So any master gunnery sergeants and sergeants majors out there, match me. Okay?
You
Or
tell-
beat me. I
Are
really
you
want you guys
telling
to
them to
beat me.
get off
Do
the
what you
pot? Are you
can.
telling them to get off the pot?
I am not saying you said it. I don't have to. Ditto. No, come on, guys. Let's do. You know,
Yes.
This is us.
Time to
This
step
is
up to
our
the-
own business
Step
here.
up to the plate.
Yeah.
Yes. And
But this I was not expecting. This is Mrs. Mayfield writing a check for $1,000.
wow.
My gosh.
This beautiful couple here.
Don't, you're making me cry. Stop.
This will get 116 to 120 wreaths
Mm.
for veterans that are resting in peace.
Yep.
And that's what this whole thing has been about from day one.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No.
God bless you.
Thanks for the opportunity to give back again, because again, I'm one of those guys that served in the war, as many folks have in this town and stuff, as all over the country. And I lost some people there. I lost some good Marines there.
Yeah.
And this is a 2025 version of an opportunity to say thank you to them. And I miss the hell out of those guys. And one of them I have, now you're getting me all cheery. Okay, and one of those gentlemen is a Sergeant Dominique Bellotta, and he is a Canadian, and he was my mortar section leader. And Dominique Bellotta, I'm trying to catch him now. He's still, hope he's still alive, but he's up in the New York area, and that's the only Marine that survived from my mortar squad.
Really?
That was with me, my team that was with me directly. This is the only one that I know survived, and I'm trying to connect up with him before he goes in, or at least to his family, and say, you know, we served time in the foxhole together. So, you know, I'm like, say, my next birthday, I'm 85, and so I don't know how much time I have here. And let's segue that, you know, how old is Major Capers? He's about 88, 89.
Mm.
He only has so much time to keep breathing on this planet. And we're talking about a Medal of Honor for someone. You see my stuff, those who can see it here. You see what I wear on my chest here. That top thing is 3 Purple Hearts, okay? That represents 3 Purple Hearts. That man carries 4 or 5 of them, son of a gun. So between the two of us, we are wearing 10 Purple Heart medals between just 2 Marines. And how in the world can we have an individual sitting here having to beg someone, go through all these changes, and it's written, it's documented what he has done. It is documented. And because time has come in and I wasn't there when it happened, all these little really dilly things that people are talking about, Major Capers, Medal of Honor, there should be no question about it whatsoever. So
I agree.
I think that we're his hometown people. If we don't give a darn, why in the world should anybody else outside of Jacksonville, North Carolina care about it? So that's what I'm about, not Mayfield. I'm about 1, the Medal of Honor for Major Capers, okay? And 2, continue with the Wreaths Across America recognition, because many of those veterans out there, just like they didn't have family. I know a couple of them that didn't have family. A couple Marines got killed that way, same thing. So who's going to put wreaths on their grave?
No one.
Who's going to do anything? If we don't do it, then it's not going to get done. And therefore, the Mayfields are saying, not a challenge. It's just a matter of we've done something. So someone's done something, and it's not going to break the bank doing it. And if you only get for a nickel, a penny, a dime, the March of Dimes is an example of it. I'm a kid from the March of Dimes era. Okay. So if it's March of Dimes, if it's S&H blue stamps or green, whatever those stupid things were that we used to collect up at kids in school.
Oh, yeah.
And we bring them to school and turn them in, and that's the way we helped our veterans.
Do you know how the Battleship North Carolina Memorial is and why it's in place? The students in schools in North Carolina gave a dime. Literally, they gave a dime and brought that boat back to Wilmington, North Carolina, where it belongs.
Okay.
One dime at a time.
Let me mention, I know we have a caller, but let me mention that Sergeant Major Mayfield, as we heard him sing here on the show.
Oh, God, yes.
The ceremony on December 13th at Onslow Memorial Gardens, the Sergeant Major has graciously offered to sing at that event.
Mm-hmm.
And that event will be fully military. There will be, every branch of the service will have a representative in uniform
Here.
To lay a wreath for that branch's service.
Yay.
And it will be military-based service. And that's at Onslow Memorial Park at 9:00. And we thank you, Sergeant Major, for honoring us.
And for the civilian population there, obviously, we did it for you.
Thank you, sir.
We did it for our civilian counterparts who weren't there, those who weren't able, and even those who just ran away and didn't do it. I still did it for you. Okay. Thank you.
There are a lot there at that particular final resting place.
Yes.
Talking about who were there. They were there.
They did it.
World War II and before.
And before.
A lot of them there.
And like
I knew one of them intimately.
Huh?
I knew one of them intimately.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, if we don't recognize them, if no one else does it, you know, then we've done it.
Yep. Got somebody who wants to maybe ask a question? I don't know who it is. Do you?
Sure.
God bless you, Mrs. Mayfield.
Good morning. This is Live and Local.
Live and Local. This
Here.
is Mrs. Kathleen Corporal Marks.
Corporal. Corporal, madam.
Yes, sir.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing
Shift
great.
uniforms
I
here,
want,
so I
I
can
want
hear.
to talk to the Sergeant Major.
Okay. He's putting his ears in right now.
He's putting his ears on? Okay.
Now-
We'll give him time to do that.
Sergeant Major, can you hear?
A little louder.
A little louder?
No, for me, I have bad hearing. She's turning me up. So give me some volume. Hi.
Hi. How are you, sir?
I'm still alive, still on top of the sod, kicking and enjoying the conversation with you so far.
That's what we want to hear, sir. 100% motivated and ready to go for the day.
Outstanding.
I just wanted to extend a thank you to you, both you and Mrs. Mayfield for your donation. It means a lot to the group, our individual group, which is honoring our fallen veterans, I should say. And it's such a vital thing that you have done, and we can't thank you enough for your dedication and your support to our group and the organization itself. And so again, thank you very, very much for your contribution. It means so much to us and the veterans and their families.
All right. The thing is that I want to say about it, and I'd say I appreciate that. Thank you for that. But the main thing is to bring emphasis and more attention back, not only to the Wreaths Across America campaign, which we should constantly be doing, but also the secondary aspect, and that is our own efforts towards getting that Medal of Honor that's to be awarded to Major Capers, which we are his
One of our
hometown
own.
personnel. We are his hometown, and we are it. And if we don't back it, no one else does.
Yes, sir. And in conjunction with that, I would like to add that on October the 10th, we are having a ceremony out at the Beirut Memorial. It'll be more at the Vietnam Veterans Wall for the pinning of a Vietnam veteran pin on Major Capers, because we want to honor him as our hometown hero, and he rates and deserves the Vietnam veteran pin. So there will be that ceremony out there, and we invite the public to please come out and support our hometown hero. We need the support, and he needs to see the support that he gets from his own hometown people. It's a very important. We're hoping to have the media out there and get this covered. And like I said, it's just something that we're working on, and it's for him, But we're also inviting any other Vietnam veterans out there that have not received the Vietnam veteran pin to come out to the ceremony where we will pin you. And I'm going to have the Sergeant Major's help. He's going to be at one end, I will be at the other end, and we will be pinning these pins on these Vietnam veterans that have not received the pins and walking them home in a way they should have been over 50 years ago.
And I would be honored to be able to pin someone. I haven't done that. I've never done that.
Now's your chance.
Something I haven't done.
You will be pinning Major Capers. So
Outstanding. Oh man.
you will be pinning Major
Hey,
Capers.
now you get me crying here.
You need to bring a box of tissues.
Jiminy Christmas. No, I get to pin him.
Yes.
Oh,
Surprise, surprise. It's the morning of surprises on the Rayful Brown Show. How about
There you
that?
go.
I'll be darned. Hey, good to go. Wow.
Yeah. What a Wednesday. Everybody's gonna be happy, motivated, ready to go for the day. So again, thank you for allowing me to thank the Sergeant Major and Mrs. Mayfield and to announce the ceremony that we're having for our own hero here in Jacksonville, Major Capers. That's going to be on October the 10th. So we'd like to see everybody out there.
So I like
Thanks
the
for-
fall.
Okay.
It's another reason I like the fall. Good stuff happens.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Kathy, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you and have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Outstanding.
Well,
Well,
how you gonna talk?
that's a pretty deep subject.
How you going to stop this one?
I don't know. We're not going to.
You won't be able to top this one in
Let's
in
have
a
a
month of
Jacksonville.
Sundays.
Let's have a Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune, New River Air Station. Let's have a rush on all of this. You know, that's
And
what I'm saying. Let's
even
get
you
this
folks
done.
over there at the point, you can come on over. Anybody,
Yeah.
the Cherry Point folks, come on, bring it on, bring it on.
Yeah.
The Coasties, bring it on. I know there are a bunch of you around
And if
here.
you can't find me, go up the sideline. You can drop off a check to Rayford up there to get back to us. Right?
You can
That's right.
give me a call and we'll take care of it.
That's what I'm
We'll
saying.
make sure.
So make sure we get it back, because otherwise we don't want it to go in vain. Don't want your efforts to go in vain.
No.
I don't want it to be wasted and stuff as well. So we know we know what's happening with it.
Yep.
This is all above board. It's on the table. It's out there for everyone to see. So usually people like sleights of hands and stuff like that. This is fun. This is fun to me. This is enjoyable to me to be able to do something like this.
You know, there's just so much that's happened in the last 10 minutes, 14 minutes here that it's let's see if we can break it down here. First of all, Chris has cried. Leah's cried, is continuing to cry. Sergeant Major's cried.
I cried.
About the only person that's composed in this room is Mrs. Sergeant Major.
She's behind the camera.
She's had
She's
all
a
this
camera
under,
person,
she's had
so-
all of this under control all of her life, right?
Yeah, I mean, all of our TV stations, everything. We have the camera people crying and involved. They got to.
But it's great. You brought in a couple of checks. Number one, you know that's right up there, right up front. A couple of grand.
Leadership.
Hey y'all,
Mhm.
and thanks to Moore Buick this week for what, a
They
couple $100 they did.
$250 yesterday.
Yeah, $250, and for the rest of you folks out there, come on. We've got a lot of businesses in this town.
Mhm.
We have a lot of businesses that that make a lot of money servicing
And a lot of sergeants majors too.
them too, who make a lot of money.
Master gunnies.
Who make a lot of money thanks to our Marines. Yes, you provide them a service. Don't get me wrong. For the commercial interests in this town, you do a lot for our military. You do a lot for the veterans. You do a lot. You've got, the Golden Corral. Look at what they do. Good gracious.
Absolutely.
Constantly. A lot of folks, it's an exchange of thanks.
Mhm.
It's just not as thank you. It's an exchange of thanks for everyone.
And my grandfather, who was a Methodist minister, would say amen and said, and I asked him, Big Dad, what does amen mean? He said, so true.
Mhm.
It means so true.
So true.
So, but you said amen. It doesn't mean it's all over. He's saying so true.
My great grandfather was a primitive Baptist minister, one of those traveling guys.
I
He
hear
did
you.
it by horse
Oh, yeah.
and buggy.
Oh,
Went from church to church all
Mhm.
over eastern North Carolina, and he would have said, "Amen, pass the chicken." Because fried chicken was on the plate.
That's on.
And
That's
that was
on.
the menu.
That is the menu. That's for sure.
And yeah, you got that right.
Yes, indeed.
And that's the way it would have been
I
too.
just want to mention something that people may not know about the Sergeant Major,
Mhm.
other than he's one of the most honorable men I know. He has a judo,
Yeah.
martial arts MMA academy here in
Had.
Jackson.
I'm not teaching
He's
anymore.
not teaching.
But he did.
He did.
He did.
He did.
I got a T-shirt that he gave me up there.
I'm influenced. I'm not teaching, but I work with the national governing body. The USA Judo is the national governing body for judo throughout the world, for America, and also the only way you can get to the Olympic Games. Okay, you cannot. I don't care how great you are, how good you are. You could beat up everything that runs around. If you don't go through USA Judo, you don't get to the Olympics Games. So you can be United States Judo Federation, United States Judo Association, or whatever you want to dream up. You got to fight your fights. Then you got to go and fight the nationals. Got to win the nationals at USA Judo. Then you got to go through the process of getting the numbers to go to the Olympic Games.
You got to run all the bases to make a home run.
You got to touch it. That's it. Got to touch every base and etc. And so, with that being said, USA Judo being that national governing body, and we being Mrs. Mayfield and I being representatives here towards that particular sport. It's one thing about the sport, one thing about the Olympic Games, but the ultimate Olympic Games to me was wearing this uniform. This is the ultimate game to me. There's no game. And
That's not a game. That's not a game.
Not a game. That's for real.
This is where the rubber meets the road, y'all.
Yeah, this is judo's recreation. Marine Corps is down. It's real. So all my Marine friends and buddies and whatever are not so friends and not so buddies. I don't care one way or the other. Let's get off the stick, fellows. Let's get off the stick. They're Marines and sailors and stuff. Our corpsmen and whatever. Corps men and corps women now. Let's get off the stick. This is Jacksonville, North Carolina, the home of Camp Lejeune. Okay, the New River Air Station. Come on, Montford Point. The first Marines that looked like me went through there to train to come into the Marine Corps. This is stupid history here. This is so much history here, and if we become the catalyst for the movement towards this, we have a hometown hero here who rates the Medal of Honor. He rates it. It hasn't been given, and every time, every day, every second that clicks by means that this person goes deeper into history. History. And if you break down the word from history I call his story. And, the other side of that is the mystery, my story. Okay. So with his history, we are here to tell his story. He can tell it himself. But who wants to listen to you brag about yourself?
He won't do it.
He won't.
He won't do it. That's exactly what I'm
That's the
saying.
thing about Major Capers and the men and women.
And women.
I've known a lot more men, of course, over the decades.
Let's just say Marines.
Marines, sailors.
And sailors. And airmen.
Guys who were not airmen at the time. They were Army.
Army Air Corps.
That's right. I've known those folks. I had one that became a friend
You're old fart too.
before he passed a few years ago. Yeah, I do. He was a bombardier, a lieutenant, and one of the most sought after bombardiers for the pilots in World War II. And he lived right here.
Oh, geez.
And I had him on the show many times. But I've known a lot of these folks.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're right here.
Yeah.
You've heard that phrase, hometown heroes. We've got so many of them here.
So many of
them. It makes the rest of America look, no, you're in second place at best.
Minuscule by comparison.
Yeah,
So
you're trailing. You're trailing.
Let me
And our history dates back to prior to World War II here in Jacksonville. We had about 700 people living in the city limits.
Oh, gee.
And then along comes this thing called Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
And just think of what would happen if they matched what I just put on the table. If not them, but folks in their name is what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't be worried about race across America. We would not be worried about certain other kinds of things we people do for visits and healthcare and stuff as well. But
I have no expectations of many people coming up with $1,000 or couples coming up with
No.
$2,000. But $17, $34, $17 to get a wreath.
Make it a round figure, $20, and you got yourself a wreath. $20. Just break out $20, or
And
10 or 5 or 1 if you can do
Whatever
it.
you got, it will all add up. And there were, it's one wreath at a time, one
All-
grave at a time.
What Mrs. Mayfield and I, we talked about it, said, wouldn't it be an outstanding, since we have the New River Air Station and stuff like this, wouldn't it be outstanding? Imagine this, if we could have a flyover all of our grave sites and have a flyover and every one of them had a wreath on it.
It would be wonderful.
As an example, this is the home of Camp Lejeune, and we send this out to say, this is what we're asking for, wreaths across America. Anywhere in America where there's our military
Amen.
folks buried, there's a wreath on that grave site, period.
I know a couple of Osprey jockeys. I know a couple of
Amen.
former helicopter jockeys.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could steal one of those helicopters for a little while.
I don't think you have to. I think just what you just said, you just put an ask out there. And I think that there's someone that's listening to the program that's in authority that can make that happen. I know it. I know that for a fact if they're listening to the
Either
program.
that or beg for forgiveness after the fact. Just do it. You go fly training flights anyway. Give me
I
a
was saying
break.
that anyway underneath
Give me
my
a
breath.
break. Requisition time, y'all.
I was saying that underneath my breath. Just get it done, and then I'm so sorry.
I was a training mission.
I'm sorry.
Every flight is a training
Two more,
mission.
Chris. Two more.
Mhm.
I just bought two more.
Oh, thank you, Lee.
There will be-
Right.
There will be a lot more bought.
Yeah, I think it's my third order already, but I'm gonna keep. I was just kind of hoping they would do the 2 for 1, and was kind of holding off. a
Yeah,
little
they-
Some
bit.
of us are, but we can't wait that
And,
long.
and I think they will soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
No, I mean,
I'm gonna hit them hard then.
and the thing I'm really enjoying about it, because again, people can track it by listening to the Rayford Brown
Yep.
show.
That's right.
You know,
Okay,
listen to
on
yourself.
10 October, we just heard it. 10 October, I know where y'all gonna be.
Please repeat it. We have a listener that would like for you to repeat.
10 October, what time?
9 a.m.
Ooh,
10 a.m. Excuse me.
Don't ask me.
10 a.m.
Mhm.
at the Memorial Wall
Favorite Memorial, yes.
at Lejeune Gardens on Montfort Point Road, and we will be pinning Major James Capers Jr. with the Vietnam Veteran 50-year memorial commemorative pin, along with the letter from President Trump. And please come out there, support this hero.
are you
I do want to
off?
ask you, you talked about maybe taking a copy of that petition that people could sign also.
We
That'd be
Sergeant Major,
perfect opportunity. That'd be a perfect opportunity. Again, a lot of things for political action. Let's call it this way: political
Yes.
action. You can talk about it. You can sit on the third, I would say, a soda stool to the left and shoot the breeze about it until the cows come home. You can sit out there with your fishing pole next to your buddy and cast lines, and you can bring in Moby Dick. It doesn't really matter. But if you don't get out, if we don't get out, if, for example, get out the vote, you can talk about it, but you don't get out there and do it yourself. If you don't talk about it yourself, it's not going to happen expeditiously. Let's put it that way. So each person that's hearing me now, if you have any questions, then I would say contact the Mark folks. They're dealing with the Wreaths Across America. They know it directly. And don't contact me because I'm going to refer you to them because they have all the information. The folks that are dealing with the Wreaths Across America, they can tell you with that in that regard where to go, what to do in that regard, as far as getting your information out expeditiously. Not to mention the fact of talking to your groups or your churches or whatever. Bring them out. Don't you try to explain something that you don't know. Bring the expert. That's what I've done. I'm tapped. This is a table of experts to Mrs. Mayfield and I. Okay, you guys are a table of experts because you do it every day. So I can run out and right down the street, and I can start talking to somebody right up in the shopping mall, and I'm going to get all kind of 57 variety versions of it. But I know Rayford Brown enough to say, Mr. Brown, so and so, and you say, yeah, Sergeant Major, boom, I got it. I'm good with that. Somebody else, I mean. know, again, if you respect what is being done on the morning on this talk show or any other shows or whatever, it's not about a show. It's about the mission. It's about the mission.
The bottom line here, folks. And Tom, we've been talking about it for quite a while.
Yes.
For this year, we've been talking about it for other years, and some years we're better than others.
Let's say mission accomplished.
This year is going to be job well done, mission accomplished in December. It's 13 December. But between now and then, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Not as much as we have.
Fun. We've got a lot of fun to have. Let's not work.
We got a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun, but not as much work as we had before you walked into the door this morning.
I think I can say this.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
And now that's a fact.
Okay. So,
Sergeant Major, I think I can say this now without bawling. But, I started getting involved with Reefs Across America back about 2014, 2015. My dad was real involved in it, and he got me involved in. I helped Miss Pat Walker. I was on her team helping her.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, Chris has taken over the realm. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we do what we can to help be a part of it. But on behalf of my dad, who is now in the Veteran Cemetery, he passed away in 2017. On behalf of him, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And he's holding the place in line
Yes,
for you. In heaven,
sirree.
right? There you go.
But I have also a cousin there, but my dad was laid to rest there in 2017, and he was very involved in all the Marine Corps organizations here after he retired, so he kept me busy helping him. But thank you on behalf of my dad and my family.
I'd like to thank Kathy because I'm just a mouthpiece. I don't do nothing.
You go,
Kathy.
You go, girl.
well, that's what she says about you, too.
She's right. She is the backbone of our local crew.
Well, got to give it to a Marine to get her done.
Well, the time that
Marine.
the sergeant major makes for her, but the time that the sergeant major makes for Kathy to talk each day about not only Reefs Across America but Major Capers, because that's our
I love
other
him.
project.
He is just I adopted him as my.
That's it.
He's my second daddy. I asked him. I said, "My daddy's gone. Can I adopt you now as my daddy?" He goes, "Sure."
Sure.
I love the man. He's
got
wonderful.
700 or 800 children. I think.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah.
As I say, this is our person. This is
Exactly.
for me as a Marine.
You guys may have heard the name. We've had him in here. We've talked with him.
Yes, we have.
I saw him at a county commission meeting one night. I know that he's got his stuff together. He's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to stand up and say, "Hey, look what I've done." He's not going to go to the barbershop. He's not going to go to these places and talk about it. I've known so many World War II veterans. I was with one when he passed. He was my uncle, and I did not know until 1 week I had been visiting him that he landed. He was a CB, landed on Normandy. I mean, he didn't tell anybody. He finally told his son.
Well, I will
Holy
tell
crap.
you,
Oh wow.
we had him in here one morning talking about his book, Faith Through the Storm, and it's his memoirs. And if you ever want to read a book and cry your eyes out, and just listen and just read the things that he went through defending our country, so we could sit at home and go to McDonald's and get our fries and shake. I mean, this man, his story. Whew,
He's not the guy sitting at the corner bar talking about how great he was.
No.
He ain't that kind of guy. You're not going to find him doing that. And the guys who were there weren't there.
Yeah.
They weren't doing it.
Well,
this
the radio is an audio medium, but TV and stuff, if we're dealing with video or visual medium, my resume is on my chest.
That's it.
My resume is right here on this
For
uniform.
those of you who are watching it on Facebook and YouTube, that camera right over there, it's right over there. You can zoom in, you can see it.
If anyone's got this thing here blocking them, forget about this. Look at this. This is America. This is what it's about. If you got those other issues, this is what, and not only by these kids out here now forget about me. Don't forget about me, but really remember.
No, no.
But the main thing is I've done mine. I've been in the box. I've dealt with it. These kids out here are the ones that's got the ball now. They're running with the ball now. So they need to see a better example or a bigger example or an example of how we treat our hometown heroes.
That's it.
These kids at Camp Lejeune, at the air station, etc. What would happen if they got their own Medal of Honor recipient right here? That would be outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of you in uniform out there, this could be you one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, but for the grace of God,
this,
go I.
This is what you need to be striving for, is to do what, like Sergeant Major here has done, what Major Capers is. This is the kind of stuff you need to strive to. You ain't all going to be supermodels.
No.
That's not what you're aiming for.
And we ain't all going to be Medal of Honor contenders.
No, it's just what happens when the stuff hits the fan.
Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
I mean,
What you do.
mention the medals that the sergeant major is wearing, the medals that Major Capers wears. On the 10th, this little one right here, Kathy, who was a corporal in the Marines. That's the 50th year Vietnam veteran commemorative pin. Kathy got the honor, and she took it as an honor to pin that on the sergeant major.
I remember that.
As the sergeant major, Mrs. Mayfield, and Sergeant Lopez, who was in the studio, were taking the wreath around to each station at the Lejeune Memorial Gardens, and then got that wreath into the vehicle and drove it and laid that wreath at
So
the
that
tomb of
wreath,
the unknown soldier.
Mm-hmm. That wreath started here and it ended up in D.C.
Yes, yes.
And that will be the pin that Sergeant Major will be putting on.
Okay, that's 10 October. It's going to be at 10 a.m. your time for some of you. And let's get out there and get her done.
And
That
what
is
day is
also
that
the
on?
day my
It's a Friday.
grandmother was born.
Friday.
Attack.
I'll leave here and go out there and set up a camera and do a live from there. We'll do it live on our page.
Yeah. Come on, all our news media, come on out there and be a part of this, guys. You
Need them,
Come
you got
on.
us.
Yeah, all of
I
us.
think we've got some contacts. I
Yes.
got one. I got one that really will make sure that
Yes.
somebody is there.
I'd really, Mrs. Mayfield's retired educator. She's a retired school teacher.
And thank you, Mrs.
She's a
Mason.
survivor.
Again, like I say, what other trenches you talking about? Yeah, that's warfare.
Absolutely.
And so to all of our teachers, my cover's off. Okay.
Can you real quick? I see you've got the Purple Heart.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that's 3 times?
Yeah.
Wow. God bless you. Thank
The
you.
ribbon itself represents one, and each star represented a
I see that.
an
Yes,
additional one,
yes.
okay?
And what are the other medals?
You needed to learn to duck.
I did. I did. It didn't matter. Shrapnel don't care.
He goes everywhere, doesn't it?
Well, have you received the Medal of Honor?
I've received exactly what you see on my chest.
Mm.
I've received exactly what you see on my chest, and because the people that could have written me up are either dead or didn't. I don't know.
And that's what's wrong
And
with
that's
our
the same
system.
thing with
Cool,
going
that's
on
what's wrong
right
with
now.
our
Okay,
system.
so I have that one. That's what I was talking about.
Right.
Corporal Bellotta, Sergeant Bellotta now. That's the one Marine that I trenches into foxholes with. He was my mortars and he was my weapons platoon. Actually functioned more as my weapons platoon sergeant because he was like you and I. We were together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Corporal Bellotta he's really a Canadian. He's not an American
We all know
citizen.
that against him.
But he came in to fight
I got
for
good
our war.
donuts.
Came to fight in our war, right? And so he was messed up. I mean, he really had been in a whole lot. But when I got there, he was already a hard veteran. When I got there, this kid was already a hard veteran. So I'm a staff non-commissioned officer, and I said, teach me what you know. I was so big-headed and so full of myself that I thought I knew it. I'd never seen a 60-millimeter mortar except Steve McQueen had one in one of the movies. I swear to God.
Is that right?
My right hand of the Lord in heaven. Okay, I had
Well,
never
not-
seen it. It wasn't in the inventory. It had been secured. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the 60 Mike bike came out of Cosmoline and was put back into action. Okay.
Wow.
The 4-deuce mortar, same thing happened with it.
Really?
I was in Desert Shield, Desert Storm fighting that thing, right? And an old Fupa come out. This guy was 60 at that time, to me old. Okay, he was 65, 70 years old. They pulled him out of Cosmoline, and he had to come back to deal with the weapons because everybody with the weapon system was dead and gone. Okay, they were out. So he was brought back on active duty, and that was when I told Ms. Mayfield, I'm running around Abu Dhabi or somewhere. And this guy came in, a little old raggedy looking old guy. I think, who are you? You know, I'm the duty expert on this weapon, right? And I said to Mrs. Mayfield, it ain't over till it's over, kid. What do you mean? They brought this guy out of the woodworks for active duty.
Wow.
I'm a retread already. Okay. I've been 9 years and 4 months out, and I'm back in. I said, you're never off duty with this thing. Once we put this on, if Uncle Sam, if Uncle Sugar decides he or she wants me to be back on active duty, I'm putting my uniform back on. So,
And he will.
I work for, as a Marine, the commander in chief. I don't care if it's Donald J. Trump. I don't care if it's Joe Hump the Ragman. That's my commander in chief. Okay. All right. I said it.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat it.
I take it
repeating it. I'm going to write it down. I guarantee it's going to be redone.
That's a special clip for YouTube.
Yeah. So I'm first of all, I'm a citizen of the United States of America, and to that extent, from my civics class, I'm obligated. I am obligated, as I figure all citizens are. I didn't run away to Canada. I stayed. Okay?
Well, if they could refurbish a mothballed battle wagon in the Vietnam era
Amen.
and put it back into service, every man out there, every woman out there is really ready to go.
And to that extent, I'm simply saying this prioritization is a matter of leadership. And for our leadership in Washington, D.C., at our headquarters in Washington, D.C., I'm saying, forget about all this other procedural crap you're talking about for the district, this and that, and the other. I've watched it happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining about it, but I watched an individual who was assassinated, if you will, shot down, and I watched a national recognition for this person just like that, because the commander-in-chief said he wanted it done.
Right.
That's all that it takes to get Major Capers the Medal of Honor, is for the commander-in-chief to say, stop with the bull crap, issue the Medal of Honor, and it's done. That's all it takes for a leader to lead.
Got to get to him with the information.
Okay, so
We're gonna
whoever
make it
can do
happen.
whether it's the president or his representatives or someone to influence him, or if need be, I'll request mass and go say it myself. I'm not scared to speak.
What you got to lose?
Yeah. Well,
What's he going to do?
you guys start a movement and say, let's get Mayfield up there to do it, not go.
I get you there. Don't you worry about
I'm
it.
serious.
I'm working on that.
I'm serious.
I know a congressman and a senator.
Actually, let me say, good. I'm serious. I'll do it. I'm your guy. I'm the person who will deal with it. And anyone else who wants to join with me that wears this uniform, that wants to do it, all the other sergeants, majors, master gunnies out there, come on, gentlemen, ladies, I know he's an officer. We're enlisted, but that's the right thing to do for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And the time is
It is
yesterday.
America, folks, in case y'all forgot about it. And we I really think they need to put Larry, the cable guy, in charge of a lot of stuff and just go get her done.
I
Get
just
her done.
saw
Get her done.
All
a
right.
very good contact that I can call personally that's very good friends with Trump.
Thank you.
Just occurred to me, and you know who it is.
And
Is it my cousin?
No,
cousin Vinny.
No, I do. No, I do.
That's my
I do.
cousin.
it's election season also.
I know it. I know it. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know him. I know
Or cousin Vinny Boombox.
he needs some recognition too.
Exactly.
It's-
Things play. I'm going to call him.
The squeaky wheel.
I got his
Squeaky
cell phone
wheel.
too.
I have his swim.
Thank you.
You know, I'm on his important list.
I'm on the
Thank you.
other one.
Just kidding. I used to be.
That's exactly
I
what it
used to
takes.
be.
Exactly what it takes. Exactly
Right.
what you all said. It takes someone
Hmm.
that know just again, who knows which one is going to be the switch that turns it on or off. But if we don't do it, it's not going to happen.
I have this.
Maybe things have settled down with Hegseth a little bit that I can reach him now. Couldn't reach him for a while
Well, I know this person's very close to Trump, so
based on his Fox
maybe,
News days.
It's
maybe.
motivating.
Well, up till a couple months ago. So maybe I'll give him a call this afternoon. I'll let you know.
You do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And give us feedback on it if you. Well, you don't have feedback. Just we'll know the feedback when you come back because you come
Well,
back. You're not a loser.
Well,
It's gonna
now's a good time for something. Well, it's
It's
let's
time
just
for
say
some
it's
right
election
stuff.
season.
It's time for some right stuff.
Yeah, it's election season.
The
and
moon and
sometimes-
the sun are in
Well,
alignment.
let's not even. I don't even care about the election season. It's Thanksgiving coming up.
Well, it's just the
It's
people.
Christmas.
It's the
I'm just
people.
saying about that. As a matter, it's so many holidays and things that are beautiful.
It's those players though. They have sprouted and they're out there and about. Sometimes even during the other seasons,
Yeah.
they're kind of what wishy-washy. Right now, they're ripe for plucking.
Yeah, because some folks don't want to deal with military. They do, military, guys, even though they're benefiting from what those military folks are doing out there in the hood
yeah.
and all that stuff, right?
They get to speak English.
Hmm?
They get to speak English. We do,
Hmm.
and they do.
Hmm. There you go.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sergeant Major. Thank you, as always, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hey, do it, Tasha.
My dad taught me that.
Je parle pas français, je ne parle pas nothing else.
I like
Oui,
that.
Don't want to gato?
Do it, Tasha, much day, ne?
Is that what all you Marines learned when you went over to Japan? Because my dad
No,
came
you
back
don't-
trying
you-
to teach
no.
us all that. We're like,
Where's
where's the ice cream? That's all we do.
Tasha know how to say?
Yeah, okay.
Nihongo, ne?
Right, right.
Well, we can say other stuff too. You may might want to hear it.
She wouldn't understand it.
Oh, she might understand it. She knows
I know.
if a Marine says something, the other stuff we're talking about, she don't understand. Slap upside the head. That's probably because that's all the
Some
Marines
of it
learn.
was,
That's
you
what they
know.
learned the first thing.
Nah,
Bad
my
stuff.
daddy was a Marine. He taught me how to fight.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
See, you get slapped upside the head. Talk about fight.
I would never do that, sir. Thank you. I respect
No.
you to the moon and back.
Well, I respect you other than to say something disrespectful to you anyway.
I would never.
So it's not going to happen,
She's just an old ham anyway.
Stop.
No.
All right, great.
Right now, she's a ham. She has been a ham for about 4 hours.
Ham and taters.
Hey, now I'm hungry.
This is a newly licensed amateur radio operator as of 0400.
Give it up.
She gets to talk to
Thank
people
you.
everywhere she wants to now. but
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you mentioned that. That's something I'm going to talk to you on private side because I've always wanted to get my license.
she has a book and she's just studied and
She's new. Yeah,
she wrote a book
Ah,
on how to
I
do
wrote a
it.
book. I studied for about 2.5 months. And,
Cool.
It won't
Where
take you
am I
It
that
would
long.
probably be easier.
Huh?
You may
It'd
be
probably
going
be
to
easier on
DC.
you because you probably know all about electrons and ohms and electrical laws and stuff like Yeah, see, you know.
Right. This is the wrong. It's a different.
And it's funny, I would do that while I'm studying. I go, trying to associate things with things
Yeah,
for
association.
memory.
I hear
Mhm.
you. Learning process.
But she actually made her first contact on the air this morning
This
legally,
morning.
and her first contact was me.
Yeah, right here in the studio.
And then immediately 4 or 5 other people,
Yeah.
including our retired sheriff.
Yes.
He's a ham.
Mhm.
He
Jumped
called.
right in.
He heard her. That was a 0630 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So he was up
6:30.
walking,
He's probably out doing his power walk.
and then
well, brava and bravo.
and then several other the amateur radio operators on. They all chimed in, and everybody shows she got a round of applause this morning, bright and early.
But it would have been nice to have a ham radio when I was stuck up in the mountains during Hurricane
Yeah,
Helene.
that won't happen again.
So it won't happen again. I made up my mind.
I've been called a ham before, so I've been on ham radio. I've been called worse than that too, but we're gonna go into that.
Up top.
That's my new vest up there.
Retired police chief here sent us that one.
Yes.
Mike Gennaro. So that was,
Okay, I
that
hear
was
you.
funny.
He goes, "Here, Lee, here's your new vest." And I was like, "Oh, you know way more than I do."
Yes, sir.
Well,
We
thank
do
you.
appreciate it. Thank you for your
Sergeant
time.
Major.
As
Thank you,
always.
Sergeant Major.
Okay, I'm gonna get to rolling out here. I got to head down and do some medical stuff now.
Yeah.
Take care of my old body
You're
here.
going to go walk in like that?
Huh?
You're going to walk into the facility dressed up as you are?
Please do.
You
Take a
should.
picture.
Yeah, I'm
Take a
sure
picture. Please do.
That it's a
I'll
nice.
do it.
I could loan you my
That's-
No, as a
1851.
matter of fact, no, I will do
I
it.
could loan you my 1851 Springfield musket if you'd like to take it in with you.
No, I would take that, and I think I told you before in my armory, my
Uh-huh.
own stuff. I have the the actual 9mm Mauser rifle that I was looking down the board.
Oh,
I
really?
was
You took
looking
that
down
one,
the
brought it
board
home with you?
Okay.
Good for you.
It's a war trophy that I got to be. I got it, pulled my thing, and took my enemy out.
You requisitioned it.
Well, you can take a war. You could take you could get
I know
the
you
war
did.
prizes. So I got that one.
Put that down.
So
Good
that's
for you.
home.
Keep
That
it.
was the one who would have taken me out, and I would have never met this beautiful woman here.
I will tell you that
before we knew each other.
I've been down to the Wilmington VA clinic with Kathy, and I assure you, Sergeant Major, when you walk in there, there will be a lot of people standing
Outstanding.
out of respect.
Mhm.
That's the key thing. That's the key thing, and
Then you can tell them about the wreaths across America, and you can tell them about 10 October.
And I could tell them about the Rayford Brown show
No,
too. I could
but
tell
that-
them.
just tell them about 10 October.
See how you did that? See how
Yeah,
you did
that's
that?
what you
See?
did, my
That's
kid.
exactly what I do. Okay, exactly what you did.
We do not. We just run a mouse.
I know, but again, if we don't recognize who you are, we don't tune you in. And if we don't tune you in, then we don't get what you're talking about. So tune you in.
Well, listen up.
I didn't say I didn't like you. I just
Listen
said tune you in.
up.
I like you though.
We got a few who listen who don't like, but that's okay. You know, I like them. They don't like me, but it's all right.
Yeah, but you know what they say, liking leads to loving. Never mind. Don't finish it. Don't finish
Sergeant Major
I'm
Mayfield and the very lovely Mrs.
Yeah.
Sergeant Major Mayfield.
Maisha.
I know
The woman
Maisha.
behind the man. There's always
No,
a good
don't make her
woman.
Mrs. Sergeant Major. Make her
Behind me.
Maisha. She got her own stuff.
Oh, I know she does, but I try not to use first names with people of distinction of honor. You know, this is Chris and this is Lee, but you know,
I hear you. Whichever way, they just don't call me late for dinner.
there you go. 3 times a day, and I'm good. Actually, these days it's about 2 times a day. I don't need that much.
Well, I got to
Well, I
get some
snack a
medical
lot.
appointment, so I'm going to bust on out of
All
here,
right.
folks.
All right, thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
I hope it all goes well.
Thank you.
Okay.
And if I've not said it before, I'll say it again. Thank you for your service.
Amen.
Thank you for
Thank you for your
recognizing. Main
service.
thing, thank you for recognizing. And again, it's not a challenge, my fellow sergeants, majors, and master gunnery sergeants. It's not a challenge.
It's
We're
an
not
order.
doing
It's
it.
a request to
We're saying
match.
if you can
Just a request.
drop something out there, these
Yeah,
wreaths
right.
across America. Let us in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and home Camp Lejeune, let us fill up every grave site. Let us put something on each grave site here, and then do a flyover and get it from the sky so we can put it out there. Let folks see that we
Amen.
care
Amen.
about our.
You know what the
fallen
biggest
Yeah.
fundraiser event is for a group called the Salvation Army? Is those quarters, nickels, dimes, and
Yeah.
dollars at a time in buckets.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Exactly.
And they raise a lot of money.
And
Ain't
that's
no
exactly what Mrs. Mayfield and I did back in San Diego, dealing with sickle cell anemia
Uh-huh.
and free testing. We provided free testing for sickle cell
That
anemia.
should have been
back
done
in
a long time
back
ago.
in San Diego, free.
That's awesome.
Everybody else was charging for it. We did it free.
Good for you.
All right.
Thank you. As you
I'm
were.
rolling. Got to get down and go to medical.
What's this here?
That chair is going to get somebody in.
Let me suit up and get these ears
Suit
off.
up.
Whoop.
Suit up and let's
We got
take a picture because I want to be sure to get this one. Let me get the
As you would.
All right, shipmate.
Thank
Take you.
Take care.
Okay.
I want a picture of all 4 of you.
All 4 of us, she
Yes,
says.
I thought you could. Oh, wait,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, you guys have to bear with us for just a second.
We're on. We're
It is a
doing a
Kodak
photo
moment.
op.
Kodak moment.
And hey, we're on the air live and we're having some fun. Good.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
good.
Thank
Get to work. Okay. Thank you.
If you'll
God bless
send
you,
those
guys.
to Chris, he probably has your number.
Yes.
Send that picture and then I'll post
Got
it.
everything?
We
Yes, sir.
got numbers.
Thank you, sir. Wow.
Okay, guys, thanks for accommodating us on the air here. We do appreciate you.
In the company of such greatness.
And for, to have this couple in here
Excuse me.
and the sniffling Chris Marks.
Sorry about that.
Don't apologize.
Good Lord, I know. I looked over and
For
then it
being
made me
human.
cry and I was like, God, stop. Because you know how I am when it comes to veterans and
Yeah.
military and
Yeah. It's, anyway, we're going to have some winds today
yes.
of only 5 knots, nothing to switch around this afternoon. They're from the west this morning,
Right.
so go fishing now. The fishing is best when the winds are from the west.
Amen.
They're going to switch around to the southeast this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Flat in the rivers. Areas of fog should be burning off now. Sometimes out on the water out there, you may run into some fog banks because the weather is like that this time of year. Just be careful. Make sure if you're going offshore, you've got your navigation equipment so you know what you're doing. Because when you get out there and you can't see back, you know what? It's nice to be able to figure out where it is. And I carry backups on mine. I've got the GPS, but I also have a compass on board. And on top of that, I got radios on board. And on top of that, on even my watch is a compass and a GPS. And my radio that I've got that I carry as a backup is a GPS. With
Oh, my phone.
I'm not going to be lost
Right.
if I can help it.
I won't either have a flare gun.
Well, that you can't see necessarily. The
That's
flare
true.
guns are, but yeah, I got flare guns too. But
They're mine.
I got to be close by to see you. Okay, tomorrow southwesterly winds 5 to 10, seas 2 to 4, sounds and rivers of light chop. Tomorrow Friday southwesterly winds about 10 knots, seas 2 to 4, sounds and rivers of light chop. We do have a couple of systems down south. Probably not going to have much of an impact on us. The Gabriel is offshore and way offshore and headed further and further away from us and closer to Portugal. But it has left behind some wave action. It's further offshore and it's not likely going to be impacting our shoreline, maybe up towards the northern part of North Carolina, maybe up a little further north into New England, Middle Eastern states and New England, but nothing significant. So just be aware of that. Now, I say that even when the waves are not big, there's a thing called rip currents that can develop. You don't know when they're there. It's like no-see-ums. They are a pest, and they're deadly. The no-see-ums are not so deadly, but the rip currents can be deadly. The water is still very warm. There are no lifeguards on duty anywhere that I know about. No. Even when they're there during the summertime, it's after the summertime. It's over. It's gone. So be careful. Be extremely careful. Okay. That's about all I got weather-wise. What you got?
I've got today will be partly sunny with highs near 88 and a slight chance of showers. Calm wind becoming southeast 5 to 8 in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 70. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 90. And Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 88.
Let's see. What else did I have here?
Well, I do want to bring up real
We
quick.
got to do Ruth.
Ruth. Oh, yeah, do him. And then we're going to talk about what North Carolina legislators have done.
Already? They just got back up there, didn't they?
Yes.
But it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good one.
What a good day for news here.
The half-wit that hid in the bushes alongside a Florida golf course in the summer of 2024, waiting for then candidate Donald Trump to get close to his position, guilty in a trial in Fort Pierce yesterday on all 5 counts. He's guilty. Guilty, and guilty.
Yeah.
Ryan Ruth was arrested after he was spotted by a Secret Service agent, jumped and ran, was seen and pursued by a civilian, stopped by a deputy sheriff or a host of deputy sheriffs within short order, charged with attempted to murder a presidential candidate, possession of a gun he was going to use to kill Donald Trump, possession of a gun as a convicted felon, and a couple of other charges. And the man we can now confirm as being an idiot represented himself. Evidence was overwhelming. The jury did not take long to return its verdict. They did ask to see the gun and the magazine and some of the bullets again. The trial may have been longer had Ruth used a real defense attorney, mainly because of the intense, time-consuming cross-examinations that would surely have taken place. But it's doubtful that the end result would have been any different, just taken a few more days to get to it. A good attorney could have built a case for an appeal, but unless there were errors or some sort of unlikely cover-ups, in this case, Ruth was one and done. Even the deputy sheriffs, when they stopped him, I was watching the video, recorded video, and they did an absolutely textbook, by the book, extraordinarily beautiful case of bringing him under control and back for justice. The final moments of the trial were not without drama. Holy moly. After the jury returned the verdict, the defendant picked up a pen or a pencil, I forgot which,
Pen.
started jabbing it
Man.
towards his neck, did it several times. He didn't make contact real well
Right.
because there were a couple of big old boys there called U.S. Marshals. They were on him like stink on poop.
Flies on
That's it.
food.
He was not successful because those two fast-thinking and fast-moving U.S. Marshals. I wish I would have been videoed. They don't have video in the federal.
saw it.
If those guys grabbed him and grabbed his hand, no damage done. His daughter apparently hollering in the background. He's trying to kill himself. He's trying to kill himself. I would love to have seen a video of that to make a call on that, because I don't know how quickly she started saying that.
Well, watch her in the parking lot.
I
when
saw her in the parking lot.
chasing the.
I saw
she
that.
went nuts.
I saw that. I'm sure that son, her brother, was shaken down because he had his arm in a sling. If you remember, was it President Garfield was shot and killed by a guy who came up to shake his hand and had an arm in a cast or wrapped up in a bandage or something
I
like
believe
that,
so.
wrapped up with a gun in it and shot him. I don't trust people like that. Sorry. It's a me thing.
Yes.
Ruth's sentencing has been scheduled for December 13th, 18th, something like that. 2 of the convictions could result in life sentences. As a retired cop who was watching all of this, a good homicide investigator out of New York, the Big Apple, he was on Fox News yesterday along with a prior FBI agent talking about how well everything was handled. And he said, it's all right. He's going to die behind bars regardless of what comes out. Regardless of the sentence, there's going to be enough time. He's going to die in prison.
Well, my
It's just
understanding in
along that way.
Florida it's mandatory death.
No, this is a federal case.
Oh, it went. Yeah, that's right. It did, didn't it? Florida hasn't charged. I don't think I don't know. Is Florida going to try him?
I don't think they're going to take jurisdiction on this one. That would be a waste of everybody's money. The guy's got a life sentence. It doesn't matter. Regardless of many years they give him. If they give him 25, he'll have at least 2 25-year sentences. That's 50 years. How old is he? Prison is not a pretty place to live. Okay, so he's going to die in prison.
Yes.
Now you had
Let's
something
see
else you
this
wanted to
guy.
bring up real quick.
Oh yes, yesterday the Senate. The Senate on Monday passed legislation into a bill, and the House did it Tuesday. Anyway, the Arena Zaruska bill has been passed. It's House Bill 307, Senate Bill 307, and it's on its way to the governor now. The proposed legislation has several components, including eliminating cashless bail for certain offenses and creating a new category of violent offenses in which a judge or magistrate must impose certain conditions for pre-trial release, including GPS monitoring. So it has passed on both sides of the House. It's headed to the governor's desk for him to sign it. So I really, 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 really hope he signs it.
A friend of mine, he's passed now a few years ago.
Right.
He was a drug officer. He worked in New Hanover County. He always had ideas. You think that our friend, the insurance commissioner, tells me that I always have something up my sleeve,
Yes.
that I can come up with something.
Yes.
I pale in comparison to my friend.
Right.
He always had a plan. He always thought of things that were out of the box. Everybody who is a frequent flyer, who's in jail, out of jail, in jail, out of jail, in jail, out of jail, when they are like that, and especially those who are like to break into places, burglars, thieves, the kinds of people that drive our insurance rates up and deprive us of our property, those individuals, every one of them should be outfitted with a bracelet
Mhm.
an ankle bracelet
Right.
that is checked every morning by every cop in the jurisdiction. They all have access to where all these people are located at any time. And then before they even go through the overnight reports about what was broken into, they know where all these people are. And then they go through the overnight reports and they match up this guy with this location. We know who to go talk to first, don't we?
Yep.
It would save a lot of time, save a lot of money, and put a lot of people back in jail. And when they go back, if you're out on bond and you commit a crime while you're on bond, there is no bond. Releasing you on bond when you're already on bond is ridiculous. Build more jails. Use the money to build jails if necessary. Confine their sorry butts. Keep them off the streets. Every time you release a known criminal, a frequent flyer back into society, you put me, you, our families, our properties in jeopardy. The vast majority of people serving time in prison today, it's not 51%, it's closer to 85%, have been there before. It ain't their first rodeo. If they had kept them, as the young boy walked to us with his daddy into the post office, said, "What are these people up here on the wall for? What do you got their pictures for? They're bad people. They're looking for them." Well, why did they keep them when they took their picture? I mean, out of the mouths of babes come words of wisdom.
Really? Well, you got breaking news from Fox right now. This is out of Dallas, Texas. 3 people shot at a Dallas ICE facility. Dallas ICE facility. I don't mean like water frozen.
Oh, okay.
ICE facility.
3 people.
3 people shot at the facility.
Good guys or bad guys?
Doesn't really. It's just now breaking. The shooters down, from what sources have said, was a self-inflicted wound.
Chicken livered.
Jesus. Yep.
Okay, we'll follow up on that one. Hope for the best for the good guys is all I can say.
Really.
All I can say. And tomorrow is Thursday. It's going to be Papa Top time.
Yes, it
We're going
is.
to talk about football. I will predict that the score will be 0-0 for Friday night's game with the Jacksonville Cardinals.
I predict that also. I'm
And
right
I
there with
will
you.
not be taking any popcorn this week. We'll tell you about it all tomorrow. Who else do we have tomorrow?
So Salem is moving to Friday. Yes.
Okay, we got talk about sports. Going to continue on Friday with our Lady of Sports.
Yes, right.
Salem
Yeah.
Clark.
Yeah, she can tell us
Jacksonville
what's going
Sports
on.
Commission.
No, she's with County Tourism.
At County
Sports
Tourism.
committee.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we always got those two.
I know, but she
knows.
counseled
Yeah.
lots of sports shows and
We're
activities
going to have
around
the
here.
sports commission come in one day soon,
Yes,
too.
we do.
So,
We need to talk to them.
yes.
We also need to talk to Joe Ed,
yes.
Jacksonville Onslow Economic Development Group.
Yes.
So we'll get those in here one day. Want somebody from there, and
Yes.
we'll talk about
I may put that
all
down
things
here.
good for the county.
That's right.
Okay,
Have a blessed
Absolutely.
day. I've got to go get the corporal to a doctor's appointment.
I've got to go to dentist.
Good God,
And
I'm
just
staying home.
Just then I have my high school reunion lunch. with
Everybody knows our
girls.
plans for the next few hours.
You're having a high school luncheon
Well, we
reunion,
once a month.
and that's all.
Once a month.
You got that? Is that all that big as your class was?
Once a month, a bunch of us girls, and sometimes some of the guys go have lunch.
Where do you go?
It depends. Sometimes Jacksonville, sometimes Wilmington, sometimes. Did you cut it off yet?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I wouldn't
okay, I'll
cut
do
you
it
off.
to you.
No,
No.
I've got to.
Oh, you got to go.
pick the
Okay.
corporal.
All right.
I got to go
Chris
pick the
gotta
corporal
go.
up.
Chris got to go.
Chris got to go.
You got to go, Chris. See you in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you.
It was what a blessed show. This was, gosh, yeah.
A little moving.
Yeah.
In your case, especially. So
Yes. Was not
was
expecting that second.
No.
check.
the tears came a flowing.
But I am glad to share it with the family here.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we do appreciate that too. So
Right.
it's a moving experience. All the rest of you out there, you go back and watch the rest of the show, and you'll find out what was going on beginning about 8:00, and you'll get a great idea.
Right.
So we're
Thank
not
you.
always mean.
That's right.
You're live and local. Real talk. Well, we are always awake, sometimes always awake. And I don't think I've ever been woke in my life.
Nope.
Not by today's definition. See y'all in the morning. Bye.
Have a blessed day.